A lot of folks have been asking me when I was going to cover Lucario because I know it's a big fan favorite Pokemon, and I've tried and failed with a lot of decks where it just didn't feel optimal or good in until we got to today's. Today's deck list is playing Lucario alongside Aerodactyl EX and Hitmonlee, and this 1-2-3 punch combo really feels like it lines up cleanly into a lot of things in the metagame. With Hitmonlee to soften things up on the bench, and then Lucario to allow Aerodactyl to hit for 100 or even 120 when we get both Lucarios out in tandem with a Cyrus, we could run down a lot of things that our opponent would otherwise like to hide safely on their bench and get those knockout points we need to win the game. You're going to see this deck put on an absolute clinic against a number of the best decks in the format. It felt really clean, and I don't think there's anything I'd change after playing in it. I'm definitely expecting to play this deck in a tournament at some point in the future, so I'd love to know your thoughts on it in the comments down below. For the rest of the day, enjoy. You get demonetized if you play Licky Licky on stream. Asking the real questions. Hey, Tank Magic, thanks for upping the Prime. Glad you enjoyed the tournament. Speaking of, I haven't plugged that at all today. If you enjoyed the Hooglandia Spraggles tournament we had last weekend, and you'd like to either participate or make sure you could watch the next one, we are confirmed to be coming back on March 8th after our next card packs release. And we will have a minimum 500 USD prize pool that's been community funded already. We're still trying to figure out sponsors, what else will be, but at a minimum there is going to be that much cash in there. With X speed here, we'll get to pivot into Aerodactyl and crack this Palkia next turn, which would be nice. It's our best draw, probably a Riolu to work towards Lucario. I typically watch on YouTube, but I forgot I could do this. Thanks for jumping over to the Twitch side to drop off that Prime sub. Helping us stay above our full-time goal. Appreciate everybody that takes a couple of bucks from Jeffrey Bezos and sends them my way every month. It's the law, gamers. And if they have a way to retreat this, Cyrus is going to drag it right back up front here. Cape would be not great for us, so we'll let them live for a turn. X speed is so good. Your Hitmonlee deck should always have 2 X speeds, gamers. Vaporeon means they could leaf this out and move the energy to the other healthy one, yeah? More phenomenal. Thank you for the 5 months. The mana fee here. This is super ambitious in a Cyrus format. Induct Conduct. Thank you for the 2 months. Okay, that makes sense. Got it. So, buttons on your underwear. They can Palkia Big Blast next turn. And then I think my sequence from there is, so they're gonna hit this, and then I'm gonna put Hitmonlee up and kick this down to 60, and then second Aerodactyl plus Cyrus gets the game win. We lose to a Cyrus out of them on the Hitmonlee after it goes down to 30 from this hit, but I think this is our path to victory. So we Aerodactyl the mana fee. They Palkia our Aerodactyl. We Hitmonlee their benched Palkia. They hit us for 30, and then we We Aerodactyl plus Cyrus the bench Palkia. Yes, Misty with a couple of heads will beat us. Is accurate, but you can't play around stuff like that. Cyrus is more likely. A Cyrus beats us. Because Hitmonlee's going to 30 from the big burst here. So unable to play around an opposing Cyrus, but we are beating Sabrina with the evolution, yep. Coolio. And this game is a stellar example of constructing a game plan. Making it so you're mapping out what the likely plays are, what you can and can't beat, and what your best path to victory is, given the likely permutations. This is how you want to be thinking about Pokemon Pocket games to get better at it. 3 to 4 turns ahead. Mew, Charizard, eh? Kickmonlee, Aerodactyl, Cyrus, Charmander. We have a real convoluted combination of cards here to keep their evolutions at bay. Without a second Lucario, without a Lucario in sight, we're not playing out this other Riolu just yet. A vibe on it for a turn. We'll establish the law here. Yep, I assume there's an X-Speed or a Leaf here. Both very common cards in the opponent's archetype. Unluckiest Charizard player you'll ever meet. And then the game plan from here is kick the other baby and then have Cyrus drag it kicking and screaming to the front of the class. If they have Charmeleon into Charizard on curve here, we could be in trouble. If they brick on their stage 1 this turn, we're ahead in a pretty big way, I think. Last card is Charizard. Narrator, it's always Charizard. Do I ever try and kick Mew twice so I could drag it in with Cyrus? I think so. Yeah, that's the line. Yep, that's the line. May not be able to kick Mew twice. I only need to kick it once unless they have another cape because we found Lucario. And if they do have a cape, I can top deck second Lucario. Deba, that's all, folks. This deck is so good. This game really highlights something that I believe was Wake in chat said earlier, which is you don't think about Lucario in terms of what breakpoints does it let me hit. You think about Lucario in terms of what breakpoints does it let me hit after I kick something. And this is a good example of one of those. Just every bit of the Buffalo here. Hitmonlee, Cyrus, Lucario, Aerodactyl teamed up to take him down. Yeah, I am not a fan of the post-game GG in, especially from the winner in games like Pokemon Pocket, where there's a lot of, like, objectively bad games. My preferred post-game moniker, especially when I was playing card games in paper, is thanks for the games is always a genuine and authentic thing. You should be thankful you had someone to play the game with, but all card games, not just Pocket, have like objectively trash games where like one player made no decision and dies. I mean, Cyrus kind of puts them in a little box in the ground here, yeah? I want a communication to figure out where I'm putting my energy this turn. Because if I hit Aerodactyl, I'd want to put it there, but we hit Lucario, so we'll put it there. We'll drag this up to the front of the class. And get stretchy here. And then next turn we'll be able to start dealing 40 here. Yeah, actually, not Cyrus. The Hitmonlee forced them to evolve. And then, it also marked damage so Cyrus could drag it up. I think I'd rather do this than pressure the Dialga. It's close, though. Hitmonlee is definitely one of the best metagame cards in Pokemon Pocket right now. Agree. Yep. You'd say keep kicking? I don't know, because, like, this, like, let's say I had kicked last turn, right? This would be at 90, and Lucario's still 2-hitting it, right? Yeah, since the introduction of Gyarados, Hitmonlee's been one of the better cards, for sure. I don't know that we're going to be able to get through this Melmetal, though. Our deck does not hit for large amounts of damages. Before Leaf, I guess. Yeah, but, like, you should assume the deck we're playing against is 2 copies of Leaf. It's like the TLDR. Now that they leafed, I'd say you made the correct play. Yeah, but again, you should assume that they're leafing in their deck. So, like, you can't look at my decision through the lens of it was good because they leafed. You have to look at my decision through the lens of are they likely to have this card that makes the sequence good? You can't hindsight as 2020 every play. Okay, so we clear this. They clear us. Aerodactyl is lethal next turn if they put the Melmetal up. They're putting Dialga up, really? Okay. They have Giovanni? Yes, exactly that. Determining whether or not a play is good depends on the information you had available at the time, not what happened after the fact. You can't be results-based when evaluating sequences. This Giovanni is a big deal. Them getting the Lucario clear here hurts. Now I have to draw Aerodactyl to win this game. Oh, but even that might not be enough, yeah? He did it this turn. He did it this turn. Okay, cool. Cool. So the Aerodactyl hit this turn in tandem with Lucario letting us hit for 100 means that we're threatening lethal on both of these next turn. Noteworthy that Melmetal lives if they have a potion, though. So we'll see. Hopefully they don't have room for potion with, like, Capes and Giovanni's and stuff. Yeah, the Lucario damage being super relevant here. Yeah, they just don't have potions, so we're done. Even Lucario Rampart. I've been really unimpressed by Lucario Rampardos, yeah. I think Rampardos is better served by Hitmonlee and Cyrus, and you don't have room to play all of those. Unironically, one of my favorite openers with this deck is they play nothing out on their bench because we have Hitmonlee, and then we, like, charge up one of our 2 energy attackers in the back. Although now I have to guess which of the 2 I'm going to draw into, yeah? I'll do this because if they evolve, this one still clears it. Although I suppose I would need exactly research into X speed plus arrow to clear from here since I don't have either yet. I pass back, I go to 40, they hit me for 20 plus 10. Yeah, I think this is the line. If they have their stage 2 on curve, we're gonna be in trouble though. I think every fighting deck should be aiming to lead Hitmonlee, so the burning question isn't does Lucario let me hit a breakpoint, it's does Lucario let me hit a breakpoint after I kick something. I think that's a really good / high level way to think about the current metagame that I would agree with. I think that is exactly the right question to be asking. Aerodactyl is insane in this matchup if we find it. Yeah, they really lean on evolutions. In addition to enabling Cyrus, Hitmonlee is, like, also this deck's version of, like, Giovanni, essentially. Which is one of the many reasons why a deck I want to work on some more is Ms. Magius Azolf with Cyrus stuff. So I think that core could serve kind of a very similar role. Where you, like, soften up their backline. And I keep my Lucario here. Give up the baby. Hey, Izzo? Yeah, I'm very confident that all of these fighting decks want 2 Hitmonlees. That's definitely an optimization that feels good. Oh, assuredly I just draw Aerodactyl finally, right? I like lose the game on the spot if I miss it though. Let's just draw it and win. Easiest game of Pokemon Pocket I ever played. So with Lucario and weakness, we cleaned this out. We were like, I haven't played Communication yet. Is there communications? There's 1 communication in this deck, right? Now I'm blanking. We've been mixing up those. I think there's 1 communication. If there was a communication in our deck, we had 2 arrows, a communication, and 2 research and 9 cards. Which is pretty likely to get through. Yeah, they can't evolve now here either. Because of the law. Man, I thought we were gonna lose this one too, but we just maneuvered into a win here, huh? Nice start for us here. But as first energy advantage, we could let Kickmonlee take a hit and then pivot into Aerodactyl with Lucario back up. I just started the game this week and I'm still learning. If you want to keep up on which decks are good, bad, or otherwise, I do a weekly meta report, typically on Sundays. You can find the last one of those on the YouTube channel here as this format develops. I don't think we're kicking the baby here. I think the line to win is definitely this takes a hit, X speed into this, and try and clean this out before it can get going. Do you have or collect Pokemon cards? I have 3 small children who collect Pokemon cards. I do not personally. If they have their superior on curve here, we're statistically dead, so hopefully that doesn't happen. One of those spots where I kind of wish this Cyrus was a Sabrina to clean this out. One thing that's noteworthy here, talking about Lucario with Aerodactyl, the extra 20 from Lucario here means that we kill this Celebi through a copy of Erica, whereas without it, we would not. So relevant differential here. Color, thank you for the over 2 years. Appreciate that. Welcome back. They have Erica double potion. Oh, they're just banking on clearing our thing. That's fair. They only need 3 out of 6. Couldn't have happened to a nicer opponent, really. Average. Wonderful lessons in why Celebi gamers are a certain type of something. Live by the sword, die by the sword. They can't attack me this turn, right? So we just put that all the way up. Then we'll get in for 100 here. Even with Giovanni, they're not cleaning us. And with Cyrus, they have nowhere to run. Crush, crush, crush. Easy, easy limit. Notable that obviously they super low rolled, but they could have had one more coin on that Celebi and we still would have gotten him. Yep. Fossils, what we want to draw the most. We'll fit a basic out before we draw. Hitmonlee versus Drudagon. Tale as old as time. Beauty and the Beast. Is there fire energy in your deck, buddy? If they don't play out a basic, Lucario is lethal next turn. There's lightning energy in your deck. Oh, they're Dragonite. Okay. Suddenly it all makes sense. Man, Hitmonlee, Cyrus, we're a bully, chat. We're a bully. This game's over, yeah? We kick this, we drag it to the front of the class, we knock it out with Aerodactyl? Dragonite enjoyers can't catch a break. They deserve the trash can we're putting them in. Is this a concession, Cyrus? This is like a concession, Cyrus, plus going to read a Reddit post about it, yeah? How unfair this card is. They were ready. Man, Rotom. Oh man. Oh man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Gapis, thanks for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. It's Jover, chat. Pack it up, pack it in. Man, this game might be a blowout. Oh my goodness, they're Fan Rotom plus OG Aerodactyl. Just like truly living their best life. They have fire and lightning energy. What do we think their energy typing is for? No, my goodness, it can't be stopped. Mercy! Mercy! Alright, enough with the blowouts. Primeval Law does affect fossils here, so I think we're done here. This game was a breeze, I agree. Respect. Respect.